request for a certificate of compliance for 19 Harding. And I believe we have a representative from SciTech. So if you'd like to identify yourself and give us your thoughts.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeff Kuchar with SciTech Engineering. We represent Karen McGee for the project at 15 and 17 Harding Street, Route 44. So the request for the certificate of compliance is associated with an order of conditions that was issued back in 2005 for the demolition of up to 5 buildings.
Hey, Jeff, can I interrupt for just a second here?
Sure.
This is, it says here on my minutes, 19 Harding, and you said 15 and 17.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm reading my page, and as you say it, I'm looking at it. It says the owner is actually the trustee of 15 and 17 Harding Street Realty Trust. So that was my mistake. That's actually the trust name. So you are correct.
The property is 19.
Correct.
You want to make sure that's right. That can come
Yes,
back to haunt us
good
20 years
catch.
from
I
now.
was doing that on purpose. I wanted to make sure someone was paying attention. Sorry about that. So no, it's relative to the demolition of 5 buildings that were on the property.
Yep.
SciTech was not the engineer of record, but we represent Karen McGee on other projects. She requested that we request the COC. So I understand that Al Trachemis of our office joined you, Mr. Chamberlain, and Mr. Bouchard on Friday to walk the site. And the work was, it appears to be satisfactorily completed in accordance with the order of conditions. There's no remnants of the buildings. They're long gone. And it appears that the land has been graded off and appears to be stabilized. So we would conclude that the work was completed in conformance with the order of conditions, and we've requested the certificate of compliance. And I don't really have much more to add. I could take any questions that the commission has.
To start off, could you perhaps review what was the nature of the buildings that were demolished?
So we did do a file review. We tried to find record plans. We called the engineer record, and as it turns out, I think it was Azor Engineering.
Right.
The gentleman that was there, Mr. Pink, has moved on to another company, so the files were not accessible. I off the top of my head, I have no idea what the buildings were and what was actually taking place on the property. I didn't review the order of conditions or the notice of intent that was submitted all those years ago. It's possible it's on file, at the commission Concom office, but we did review it and we saw that the buildings were demolished. So, that we went in with the request.
Well, if memory serves me, and Joe and Nancy, correct me if I'm wrong, but it consisted mostly of those mink cages.
The wire cages, yeah.
And there was some trash, there was some tires. I forget, what else?
I think that the buildings that went with the nursery property, I don't think the mink cages came later on our RDA. We did
That
an
was
RDA for the mink cages later on, but initially it was taken down. There was a house.
Right. The old
Right.
original.
Right.
Okay, but nothing any more significant than that, just wooden structures.
Right.
A question for both Bob and Nancy. Do you recall, was there ever a 21E requested for this property?
No,
I don't, there might have been for one of the other projects that was supposed to go there from way
Yeah.
back, but
Yeah.
not for this
Not
project.
for this one. Okay, so I thought.
We had submitted an aerial page along with the request that, it identified what appears to be a house and a smaller ancillary building with some other smaller ancillary buildings next to it. It looks like a shed. I don't know if you have copies of that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, there was some pictures that were attached to the application. Did all of you get a chance to see those?
Yep.
No, it should have been in the packet that Lori had prepared.
All right.
No?
Yep.
You got him, John?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so any other questions, comments?
Question of curiosity for Nancy, who seems to have disappeared.
She's muted.
I
But
don't even-
I'm here.
There you
Okay,
go.
there's signs posted on the property referring to some Commonwealth of Massachusetts laws and regulations relating to, I think, turtle habitat or something, but I'm not sure what the chapter and verse is on those. Do you know what, under what heading that whole thing was?
Natural
Well,
heritage. It was
is it
under
nat-
natural heritage, the turtle habitat construction, and it was reviewed by Wildlands Trust, and they said it was one of the best ones they had ever seen.
It was what?
One of the best ones they had
Oh,
ever,
it's a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Beautiful job.
yeah.
Okay. But I wasn't familiar with the code. It wasn't under the wetlands regulation. It was under some other code.
Natural heritage endangered species probably has their
probably-
own codes.
Yep. Okay. Other than that, it's a fine job.
Yeah, for the benefit of those of you that weren't there, recently they've done a lot more clearing. They've taken down some of the trees and cut some of the brush that's there, posted those signs. So the place looks pretty good. There's a couple of structures that remain. There's the house, there's a barn, and a shed attached to it. So I assume those are going to be taken down at some later date under a separate filing. So just so that we don't get confused with all of the different activities.
You know anything about that, Jeff?
So the intent of this request is to just, get the order conditions off of the title. In the event that, Karen McGee would like to sell the property, any additional work of any kind would have to come back to the commission for authorization. There's no work being planned. The intent was just in administratively trying to clear the title.
Okay, good. All right, if there are no more questions, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to do a certificate of compliance for, what are the numbers again? 15 and 17?
Nope, just 19.
Just
Oh,
19.
just 19, all right. 19 Harding Street,
SE 192-443.
thank you.
Goes way back.
Second.
Yeah, so the motion has been made and seconded. Any more discussion? No? All right, then. All those in favor, Joseph,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
where'd he go? Josh
Aye.
and Nancy.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Good night.
Appreciate it. Have a great night.
You
too.
too.
Thank you.
Tell all the folks at SciTech I said hi.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, a little bit of business to take care of. First of all, minutes, February 8th and the 22nd. Do I
I
hear
make a motion that the minutes of the Lakeville Conservation Commission for February 8th, 2022 be accepted as printed.
Second.
Second,
Motion and a second. All those in favor, just say aye.
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 And go ahead.
I make a motion that the minutes of the Lakeville Conservation Commission for February 22nd, 2022 be accepted as read.
I second that.
Motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Very good. All right, two more items then. Next, we have a request for Tamarack Park to place a memorial plaque, I guess you'd call it, on one of the picnic benches in memory of, this sounds better term for that, for, excuse me,
In honor of.
in honor of, thank you. We've been asked by the select board, I guess you call them now, that we vote and make a recommendation on it. So this is really just an informal approval of what it is they're proposing to do. But anyway, do I hear, is everyone, I don't know if we need to vote, but is everyone in favor?
Sure.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
with that recommendation, then I will send a letter to the selectmen and give them our blessing. So, all right,
We should all say aye on this one.
okay. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Now it's official. Any other comments on that or questions? No. All right. And finally, Nancy, did you want to talk about open space again tonight, or?
I just wanted to make a quick comment that I talked with Mark Resnick, town planner, and gonna come up with, I think, when this comes back up, and town meeting could happen as early as September. If the vote goes through by the Lakeville Country Club, we'll have to have a meeting right away. So it's gonna happen really fast. So I'm gonna look at some other bylaws and run them by the commission, or I'll email them to you so you know where they're coming from. And I think when it comes next time, we ought to recommend stuff in formally written,
Okay,
but we all need to agree on what it is we're agreeing on.
if we do agree.
Mm. That's it.
All right, that's it, okay.
Mr. Chair, if I could, myself and Nancy were both reached out to by a previous applicant looking to get some sort of a certificate of compliance on a project he has open. Nancy, do you know his address? I don't.
Priscilla Drive?
It's
I don't know the number.
Mr. Palucci. He had asked if he could take down his silt fence. He had sent us some photographs of it completed. I just didn't think he had your cell phone number, and so he had me and Nancy's. I had suggested that we talk about it tonight, and that maybe you could take a ride by just to confirm. He had the lawn nicely sodded. It's all, looks great. I don't know if you'd agree with that, Nancy?
I would agree with that. And I had also suggested he get the forms for a certificate of compliance.
So we didn't want to make any decision on behalf of the board, but like I say, he reached out to us, so we wanted to bring it up tonight. Maybe he'll reach out to you, or if you wanted to take a ride by the site. I think that Nancy had suggested that he reach out to Lori to get the proper paperwork so he could fill that out for the certificate of compliance.
Yep.
All right, I can do that tomorrow, no
Okay,
problem.
very good. So I just, like I say, it was merely an update. We weren't looking to take action, but just bring it to your attention because he reached to us directly.
Yeah, he was just looking for some guidance. What's next? And if summer's coming, he probably wants to get his silt fence down.
Yeah, I think that was his hope, was to take the silt fence down because Memorial Day weekend was approaching, and so it might be worth taking a ride by just to see that it does look as good as the pictures do. And, I would, certainly grant you authority to make that decision without the board.
Okay,
I don't know if everybody else agrees to that.
Sure.
fair enough.
Sure.
Well,
Okay,
all right, sounds good. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I think that's it as far as the agenda goes, unless anyone has any further comments, issues, no?
Nope,
All right, then do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
second.
Second,
You have
all
a
those in
second.
favor say aye.
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 This
Aye.
is gonna be a new record.
I don't think so.